10 facts about Chuck from The Maze Runner.
1,
Chuck is the youngest boy to enter the Glade.
2,
Wicked named Chuck Charles after Charles Darwin, but it was Thomas who actually gave him the nickname Chuck because Chuck is cooler than Charles, so no hate to all the Charleses out there. Thomas said it, not me.
3,
Chuck is naturally immune to the flare virus.
4,
Chuck was always going to sacrifice himself for Thomas, whether he intended to or not. It was literally beyond his control due to the implant in his brain. It was just another wicked, in both senses of the word, variable.
5,
Chuck, before Glade, watched the other boys, or Gladers, on the big screen, along with Thomas and Teresa, in the Wicked Institute's surveillance room. Chuck knew he was going to enter the Glade soon, and obviously have his memory swiped. He was actually counting the days down when it was going to happen, but not out of excitement, it was more out of apprehension and fear.
6,
Before Glade, everybody loved Chuck. After the memory swipe and he was entered into the Glade, everyone just loves Chuck. Chuck was very quick-witted and offered much comic relief to the other boys. He was everyone's little brother, but he was extra close to Thomas.
7,
Chuck and Thomas were extremely close before officially meeting in the Glade. So Thomas always looked out for Chuck, always included him whenever possible, especially with some of Wicked's tasks that Thomas had to do, especially after the other Gladers went into the Glade. Thomas and Chuck would hang out in the surveillance room together, again with Teresa, and look at what all their friends were getting up to.
8,
So Chuck is a troublemaker, but in a cheeky little brother sort of way. He's a good boy.
9,
So when Thomas first enters the Glade, to help put him at ease, one of the first nights there, Chuck plays a prank on Gally. Gally's inside one of the huts and Chuck's outside the window, and he makes Gally jump. I think he makes sounds or noises or something. He knows it's Chuck, but he doesn't know it's Chuck. He doesn't see him do it, but he knows it's Chuck. So basically they make Gally jump. Gally was actually in the toilet at this point. He wasn't very happy. Gally was very annoyed by this.
10,
So despite everything Wicked has done, some members of Wicked were horrified by Chuck's death because he was just a little boy. Ava Page is one of the head honchos of the Wicked Institute. She's one of the big boys, one of the big players. She claimed, although it was a hard thing to do, Chuck's death was necessary. And it was necessary to stimulate certain brain patterns in order for Wicked to map the brain of the Gladers to create a blueprint, the initial stepping stones to a cure. That's what all these little variables and tests were, was to map the brain. But Ava Page goes on, she said they had shown Chuck mercy by slaughtering him in the way they did, as Chuck was not a potential candidate, and therefore his death would have been a lot worse later on if they hadn't taken care of it now. So she feels it was merciful to the little boy. Bonus. Chuck, as we all know, was killed by Gally. It was due to the implant in Gally's brain. Just like with Chuck stepping in front of Thomas, it was totally against Gally's will and his control. He physically and mentally had zero power to stop what he was doing. He was programmed to kill on sight, and he did.
Like and subscribe.